Hello there folks and welcome to episode 2 of the Joe Root career mode on Ashes Cricket on the Xbox One. And today we're doing our second innings of the first test match, day 4 at the Gabba of the Ashes series. So we left it off, we'd just gone out for 131, we'd scored 50 of those runs, but we had a really good end to the innings, meaning that Root scored 131. So at the end of that innings, Craig Overton managed to get 72 and Ali got 76, which meant that we got 400. And it was a bit of a weird innings actually, because if you look, Vince, Milan, Bairstow, Wokes and Broad had a terrible amount each. But if you look at the likes of Overton, Ali, Root and Stoneman, they really helped to get that sort of score ticking. Now, Australia had quite a very good innings there. With Bancroft the opener getting 188, Khawaja 108 and Sean Marsh were 123, meaning that they are on 552. And as we come in now at 4th, it is now 218 for 2 with Alistair Cook just going out to a ball from Pat Cummins, caught by David Warner. So we lead by about 60 at the moment. We're looking probably for a lead of about 400 maybe going to that last innings. And it is day 4, crucially. There's been 2 really good innings so far. So maybe, just maybe, this match might well be a draw. Here we are then in the crease for our first ball. Pat Cummins is just at the wicket, as we said earlier, of Alistair Cook. And Joe Root, after his high-scoring innings in the first, technically the high-scoring innings in the first innings, is in for his first ball. We're going to go for one, a risky one, I don't care, but just to make sure we get off the mark in this innings. Now, I don't know if the difficulty is too easy, maybe batting-wise, obviously we didn't get out in the last innings, of course. We did simulate until we got out. So if we don't get out this time, I might well consider increasing the difficulty. But Vince has just got a few runs with a nice hit off leg side. We get another 2, which means we're back on strike. And funnily enough, it's 2-2-2 for 2. Just have a nice sip of my tea. But there's a big gap around that leg side, like there was last game. Last episode, last innings, whatever you want to call it. But if you haven't watched that last episode, I'd definitely recommend it, because obviously you can see our first 50. You can see a little bit of the background. Of course, you know the scores now, so it is going to be a bit of spoilers, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the first episode. I'm recording this before the first episode actually comes out, but hopefully you guys do enjoy that episode. So our last ball of the over from Pat Cummins, and we should be able to get 2. We're just going to go for the 1, keep ourselves on strike. So after that wicket, we managed to get 7 off the over ourselves and James Vince. Going into the 46th over then, and we're back into bat. We've got Nathan Lyon, he hasn't took a wicket yet this innings. Of course, Pat Cummins taking the most recent wicket. It seemed that we have a very good start to the innings with Cook, it seems, doing well. And there's a chance for LVW here. If we're going to be outstarted with that, it's a bit of a disaster, but they're not interested, isn't the umpire. But if we get out quite early, I genuinely don't know what we can do. Do we watch a bit of the innings? I don't quite know. But right, let's go for attacking. Oh, dangerous. We're not very good against spin bowling, which is a bit ironic because Root is a spin bowler, but Root doesn't quite seem to be very good at facing the spin. But funnily enough, I think, not being cocky or anything, but I think I'm quite decent at it in the game itself. That was a nice hit though, a nice position hit to the fielder. And halfway through this over though, a bit worrying because we haven't got a run yet. Right, that's nice. That'll do. We're not going to go for a run though. We're not going to be too stupid. We're going to be a bit more balanced. We're not going to try and whack it for 6 all the time. We've got plenty of time. And really, to be honest, I don't really think we're going to win this test match. We're on day 4 it's pretty much the start of day 4. We're going to need a lead of about 400, and I just don't think it's going to happen, really. There we go. That's a nice hit. Will it get to the boundary or will it not? We're certainly going to run for 3, I think, here. Give Vince on strike. It might well be a boundary. No, it's not, because the fielder gets it. That's a very nice, respectable 3 out of our 4 balls there, which is good to see. But yeah, a very solid one there. So we'll watch this last ball of the over with James Vince and see how he gets on. But Lyon usually takes a lot of wickets, so I wouldn't be surprised to see a wicket very soon if Lyon's in. But a nice defensive shot from Vince to put ourselves back on strike for the next over, which is really nice to see. Now, obviously, I just don't think we're going to win this test match, to be honest. I think we've got to play for a draw. The last thing we want is a loss at the start of the innings. I'm just throwing words around on now, really. But at the start of the series, we don't want a loss, because at the end of the day, that's a wide, but at the end of the day, that's the worst way we can start, really. We've played well. A few of our players have got 100. We've got strong scores, and we've done quite well. So we don't deserve to lose. That's what I'm trying to say. There's a nice gap there, so we'll go for quite an aggressive 2 there, but James Vince should get to the non-striking's end quite easily. So we go again, 11 off 10 balls, and if this is a bit different to normal videos you see on the channel, I can only apologise if you don't want to see it, but just let me know right down in the comments what you think. But that's a nice hit, not as good as the previous one, which means we only run for 1, keeping us off strike probably a few balls at least. So we skip, and I presume Vince, Vince went for the rest of the, the rest of the over, so we're back in with Mitchell Stark. We've obviously changed Nathan Lyon because he wasn't picking up any wickets, but Mitchell Stark did get a wicket. I presume the wicket of Stoneman, because there's obviously only been 2 wickets dropped. But that wasn't a very good hit, I'm aware of that, but they've got 2 fields on leg and 2 fields on off, so really there isn't really too much room. We're going to have to experiment with different shot types, I guess. That's a nice shot. We should just get a single from that and put Vince back on strike. Really, we should be getting Vince on strike because he's the established batsman in this innings. And technically speaking, he's the one that should have most priority because he's doing really well with the bat at the moment. Mitchell Stark should be coming in at some stage, and that is a nice hit, but it's only going to go for the 1, I think. No, it's not even going to be 1. That's fine. Right, we'll skip the rest of his stint as batsman. Looks like he got us back in at the end of the over, but Hazelwood comes in now as a replacement for whoever the other one was, but because it's just shown up as Hazelwood there, I presume that he's a new batsman. But they tried to bowl a Yorker to us. I finally understood what the colours on all the bowling things mean. I didn't quite get them before, but I believe blue's a Yorker, green's full, orange is sort of good, and then red is a bouncer, really, a short ball. We're doing really well though so far. The strike rate is really good, and he's going to bowl a good length shot, if I'm correct, but that's a nice hit to the leg side. They should really get a fielder out there by the boundary, because Australia have just, well, cost themselves 4 runs in the end, but it obviously didn't clear the boundary. It must have been so close to the boundary. In fact, after this ball, we will watch the replays to see how close it was to the boundary. Hold on, can we stop it at some point? Right, we can. So it got to. Alright, it's a bit quick. It got to there, so that's really close to the boundary, isn't it? But we did get 4 runs in the end, so it doesn't really matter too much. But back to the game anyway. A nice replay system. I do quite like that. It's very nice to see. But 6 off the over so far then. Got a bit of a gap where we're just highlighting now. And we're going to expose that. I was thinking just for 1. But they seem to have a massive gap. They're going very defensive with the field. We're going to get 3 here. We're going to get James Vince back on strike. But out of 3 balls, 9 is very respectable. At the end of the day, we've got to score quickly here. Because if we do want to win this test match, then we've got to score quickly, or else, you know, what's the point? We can't just hold off. We've got to score nice and quickly, get a good lead, and then get the Aussies and hopefully bat them out quite early on. That wasn't a brilliant shot there, and I do find it hard to hit short balls. It seems if you swing at them, it just goes over your head. But it's almost like you've got to defend them, really. That's what I feel. But let's just try a bit of leg. Good length ball. And that was going down the offside, so we couldn't quite hit that one. But it'd be nice to see James Vince get his century this episode. I do actually keep the display on my computer, just see how long we've been recording, because we aim for about 20 minutes of each of these episodes. Because really, it's a bit tough to sort of get a level what's the word? I can't even think of the word, but that's a nice boundary there. But sort of a point, an appropriate point where we ought to end videos. Because obviously, if we get out, yes. But I've talked about the difficulty thing and all that earlier. So we need to probably rectify the difficulty because it's a little bit easy for us at the moment. But I don't think I've tried the hard difficulty yet, so I might have a little bit of look at that over episodes. Because if it's too hard and we're getting batted out all the time, there's just no point. I've just put selection difficulty at the hardest, so that's challenging, I guess. But here comes Hazelwood for another over. Just going to defend that one. That's a nice one. So we're 2-5-5 for 2. I can't quite remember where we came in, but we've certainly got about a 20 or 30 partnership, I'd say, with our partner, James Vince. But as you remember last episode, we got a decent partnership with Milan, but he went out straight after we actually simulated. And that's not a nice bat at all. It's not a nice hit at all. And if it was close to the stumps, it might well have been an LBW appeal. So, we've got another ball coming in now from Hazelwood. He's conceded 48 runs from 9 overs. And that's a nice shot. That will probably just come back for 2. Yeah, it's a risky 2 runs, but the Australian fielders aren't quite so quick, meaning that we can get 2 runs. And of course, every run matters. And even though they say catches win matches, you ain't going to do anything without a few runs. There you go. It's a bit of expert analysis from your man, TIJ. Right, good length ball again, and that's a nice hit. And again, there's still that stupid gap. It's just that hit wasn't probably the best, and it didn't have the most power, hence why they could chase after it. Whereas if it's a really good hit, it would just fly straight to the boundary. We lead by 107 though now. I think we only led by about 60 when we came in. We've got to have at least a 30 partnership, because of course we've scored 30, so that wouldn't make sense if it was less than that. But we'll just go for the 1 run, give Vince the last ball of the over. If he wants to run a single, he can do. He can be on strike for a bit longer. But it looks like he's just going to let us back on strike after this one. Mitchell Stark comes in then for this over, and we could get another early 50, which would be really nice. We're going to whack it, but that was a bit stupid, wasn't it? It's a Yorker. And it's good. To be fair, I think Yorkers are deserved to be whacked. Because we went down the offside, it didn't quite work, and rather the ball came down the leg side, of course. There's a few cracks starting to show on the pitch, though. Now he's bowled another Yorker, and we went the wrong side again, 2 out of 2. But there's a few cracks starting to show in the pitch, particularly on the right, as you can see, right by the crease. And to be fair, on the crease as well, there's a few cracks starting to show. That's interesting. Day 4, nice to see a bit of realism in the game. But another good leg of ball, and we've gone the wrong way again. It's so important, really. It's just chance, whether you know whether the ball into the leg side or the offside. But I guess it's quite realistic in that, you know, it changes quite regularly. But we need to get some runs off this over, because I don't want it to be a maiden. But that's a nice hit, and that should go for 2, because as I said before, the Australian fielders aren't too quick. In fact, we're going to go for an aggressive 3 here, and we should get to that quite successfully and quite easily in the end. Right, so Vince gets a bit of a run at batsman, and what we're going to do now, actually, he's only got the 1 run, so we'll leave it there. What I was thinking of doing is, well, we'll just have a look after this ball where we are in terms of time. But we'll have a nice whack there. That should just be the 1. That's going to be quite an aggressive one, though, actually, because it was good fielding there by the Australians. But let's have a look what this case. So it's 11:50. Let's simulate until we sort of get... Should we say to 300 runs? Stop after wickets, though, and all that sort of thing. So if we'll skip after 20 runs... Oh, yeah, right, we're gonna... Yeah. We don't want to... Yeah, I can understand that. Right, 20 runs. And Vince has gone. So we can now skip... We'll just give it another 20 runs. And we've reached our 50, and we have got the 20 runs. So we are nearly, very nearly, at 300 now. We're only 2 away. But it looks like Vince went out early into his... I think it was his 80s. But Milan starts with... 77 off 116. But Milan seems to be ticking over quite well. Yeah, 15 off 20 balls is really nice to see. Of course, we reached our 50. Let's see what we can do now. It's the last ball of the over from Josh Hazlewood. And there's a very, very, very nice gap on that leg side, as there always been for the match. We're going to have a good swing. And don't... Oh, I think we could have got caught there. But it won't be a boundary, because it wasn't the best of hits, to be quite honest. But we are going to run for 3. And we'll be back on strike come the next over. So we've hit 300 now, which means I think we've got a lead of about 160 probably. But in fact, it was a no ball, so we do get another hit. Well, Milan gets the last hit of the over. But we have got a lead. Does it say anywhere we've got the lead of 151? So brought Nathan Lyon. It looks like he took the wicket of James Vince. That's an interesting stat. So he comes into bowl. That was probably a bit early in terms of time. We'll just go for the 1 run there. We really want to build a partnership with Milan. I was a bit worried about Milan in the last episode. But we'll just have to see how he does. We can't really babyfy him too much, because at the end of the day, he's a player in the squad. You can't exactly keep being a parent, if you like, to these new players all the time. But Milan seems to have got off to a good start, so that's nice to see. I think he scored more definitely than he did in his first innings. And as you can see, we had a really good ball there, and that should go to the boundary, and it does. It's our first 4 in a few overs, in fact. And the scoreboard's ticking really nicely now. And I'll tell you what, these Australian bowlers cannot bowl for toffee unlike real life. And that's a bit unrealistic. And they just keep getting no balls. Are they going to get a bit too frustrated? Is it a risk because they're too quick? I have no idea. But, oh, that was not a good shot choice. In fact, it wasn't really a good ball. But I guess they kept us to a dot ball. So it's good for them, I suppose. 58 for 60, though. 313 for 3. It's a very solid innings, I'll give them at the moment. That's a horrible ball. It's a bouncer. I don't like bouncers at all. Because if you go for them, then it could end in disaster. 58 off 61, though. Really good innings so far. And let's just do this over. We've got another bounce now, and I think they know. But the risk of these bounces, you see, is if it goes for leg byes and it goes just past the fielders. But we will go for a risky 3. If Milan can get back for that, don't run out, for God's sake. No, the wicket-keeper's quite slow there. So we do get 3 leg byes out of that. And it was a wide as well. So that's 4 runs. That's fantastic. So we've got a few balls left in the over. They've already bowled 5 balls, of course, this over. But 2 of them have, in fact, been defunct. But that is a good hit. But it goes straight to the fielder. And we'll skip. Milan's out. Brilliant. What a start. Milan's out for 20. That's not good to see whatsoever. And we'll simulate, I think, for a few more overs now. We'll simulate... Oh, okay. Never mind. We'll simulate up till we get 60 overs, so we'll just give this one a nice whack. No, we won't. Because that was an awful shot. But we'll simulate up till we get to 70 overs. So we'll stop after a wicket, yeah. We'll simulate after 5 now. And then we'll simulate after 1. Then another 1. And Root's actually gone. We've gone 8 for 79 off 83 balls. Hazelwood bowls out with Tim Payne getting the wicket. So this is going to be interesting. So we're out now, but we've built a good solid lead. There's 2 solid batsmen in. I mean, you can't forget that Overton got over 70 in his first innings, and Ali also got 70. That's really interesting to see. And we've got a run rate of 5 at the moment. So if we can bat for a little while longer, we should be good. So let's simulate, shall we? Till we get to each wicket. So the next wicket will be Bairstow. He falls 37. Now these two had a really good partnership last time, but Overton goes for 37. And we're starting to trickle a little bit now. It has been a good innings, but it's all out, looks like, for a total of 491. So Australia needs so many, I don't know how many it is. I can't bother to do the maths. They need 339 to win the test match, and it's day 4 on... Let's have a look, match summary. Day 4, 351. Let's play. Well, just simulate until we get to 200 runs. So, oh, right, yeah. Does that mean that's us? Or, I don't know. Anyway, they've got a good partnership for the first wicket, but the wickets are trickling down at the moment, actually. So they're 216 for 5 end of the 47th over. So they trail by 123, and if we can get a few wickets really quickly, there could be just a chance that we can do really well. So we'll stop at each wicket. Actually, we'll just stop at our career play, and we'll stop after another 50 runs. Let's have a look how they can get on. They've lost a few more wickets, but I feel now that they're probably going to win the match. Oh, hold on. Whoa, this is going to be close. They trail by 21, and there is 1 wicket left for them to get. Wow, this is a very close test match. Let's have a look. Stuart Broad bowls in to Mitchell Starc, and that's a nice hit, but wow. This is going to be a very close test match. We're, well, we can just run around if we want, but we'll skip this ball. No, we can't actually now, but Stuart Broad bowls again. It's been a really good over, just the 1. Mitchell Starc just defending, and that's a solid shot. Never mind defending, that's a good 4 there. And of course, they only need 19 to win now. Let's have a look at that. That's a really nice hit from Mitchell Starc. But this is going to be really close. Australia are either going to win by a wicket, or we're going to win by a certain amount of runs. And this is going to be really tight. So, oh, they've gone. Hazelwood's gone for 90. Oh, wow. That is a close test match. We have won it, though, by 5 runs. I think that's the closest one I've ever seen on Ashes cricket. England have won the first test match of the Ashes by 5 runs, and we definitely contributed to that. We weren't man of the match, fair enough, and that's probably because we don't bowl. But we got 79 in the second innings, 131 in that first innings, and that was some fantastic bowling by the England bowlers in that second innings. If we have a look, Anderson got 3 wickets, Broad 2, Wokes 4, and Ali with a further 1. It really started to come down when they hit sort of the 200 mark, and the likes of Marsh, Hanscom, Khawaja, and then some of, to be fair, the light chaps put up a bit of a fight, but that's fantastic to see. So we have won the first test match of the Ashes. That's going to put us in a brilliant position. I didn't think we could win the test match, but to be honest, at that level, you know, it's that quick, and it was that close that you simply have no idea what's going on. So we've hit 16 fours, 3 sixes, and scored 210 out of the 4,350 runs. We've got 20,000 career XP, so we can change all that a little bit, but I'm not particularly bothered. But actually what we will try and do is change a few of these. Well, we'll just change that. And actually we can change footwork a lot, because our footwork doesn't seem to be very good apparently. So we'll confirm the purchase of those, go back. And the next test comes then on the 2nd of December at the Adelaide Oval. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you are new. I'll be back in a few days for the third episode, not the first episode, the third episode. But no, we don't want to appear in the Pakistan Premier Plate. But there we go. The second game of the Ashes comes up at 2 PM in the next episode. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode, folks. I have been TIJ, and I'll see you in a few days for the third episode. Goodbye.